Hi everyone, and welcome to the Scratchicus Academy. It is Monday, which means I was about to say Eden Day, Eberron Day. That is exactly what I meant. Both E's, confusing. Before we jump into the story, I'll just run through a few things, and then we will go around all the players. So first of all, we've jump in and join our Discord. It's an awesome Discord. We're really proud of it and of the community that sort of congregates there. We talk about anything and everything, including D&D and TTRPGs. So hop over there. The link is in the chat. YouTube, we are fully up to date on YouTube, so you can catch up on everything before this, and this will probably be uploaded tomorrow. So if you miss any of it or all of it, you can hop on YouTube tomorrow and give it a watch. Twitter, if you want to get into one of our games, just drop Scrat a DM on Twitter. We are actually booked all the way up till Christmas right now, but you can go on the list and you will be filed into season 2 as soon as the stars align and everything fixes in, then we will give you a date ASAP. And we are introducing the Cypher system to our viewer games next season, which I'm very excited about. Patreon, we are now full-time. Thank you guys so much for helping us do this, because we couldn't do it without you guys. If you want to help contribute to us, you can buy Patreon by just as little as $1. But we do have some really awesome articles on there for free, which I really enjoy reading, and I suggest you guys go and just have a quick look. In fact, our very lovely Archmage Derek has recently written one on there. Another way to support us is our merch. Redbubble, you can get our logo on everything apparently these days: scarves, alarm clocks, skirts, leggings, as well as t-shirts and jumpers and literally everything. We have some awesome sponsors. One of them's in here in the chat. We have Bird in the Storm that creates awesome content. And they also have some really awesome merch, so definitely check that out. I don't drink my coffee out of anything else other than that mug now. And some really awesome t-shirts, and we'll be doing some more stuff with them in the future, which I'm really looking forward to. Sorry. We're also sponsored by Mayhem Press. You can see their stuff on Thursday on Argo 37, which is D&D 5e in space. And the alpha content is also being released on Thursday, which is super exciting, and bringing that to Argo 37, I'm just really happy about it, basically. Last but not least, Wild Magic Surges. There is a tweet going in chat in just a second, and if you retweet that tweet, every 10 we get a Wild Magic Surge, random to one of our lovely players here, so that you can influence the story. God knows how, like there's so many random ones in there. Or you can donate if you want to give to a specific player. Now, let's hop around the board. Kaya or Derek, hello.
Hi, I'm Derek. I play Kaya, a very hungover but very sweet high elf girl.
Very hungover after last week. And Tart or Lauren.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. I'm Lauren. I'm That Salty Ginger over on Twitter, and I'm playing Tart, also known as Ophelia de Fiarlan. She is their changeling bard, who is definitely not in over their head. Everything's fine right now. I just want you to know, because I know it's fine.
It's fine. And Tool or Sweet Summer Child, that is Vesh.
Speaking of over their head, other than the fact that there's not much that's over his head, as he's almost 8 feet tall. Yeah, I am playing Vesh, who is our Kalashtar, who has a Kiore, who is a storm giant, and through weird Eberron things, seems to be affecting him both physically instead of just sort of being a quiet observer and bonded spirit to his life. He's feeling a little like he's a burden to the party right now, as pretty much every staircase, every tapestry, everything you could possibly knock over you could, because he's a young kid. There's all kinds of changes happening to him that he doesn't quite understand, and seems to be all elbows, knees, and feet tripping him up no matter where he goes. So we shall see.
Oh, thank you. And last but not least, Emet or Ash.
I'm Ash. I'm playing Emet the Warforged, who I guess right now is just quietly enjoying being the guardian of the group, standing watch as everyone sleeps and collecting their thoughts.
Right, so last week was a bit insane. They found one of the underground temples of Dark Six. They found walls and walls of masks that, when they put them on, afterwards started to twitch and move and talk to each other. There was a room full of chanting monks. In fact, there was a monk that you barricaded in a room for quite a while, poor guy, but he was fully blind, though he did seem to always look directly at you whenever you were near him. As you escaped this, you did find a young boy who you decided to name Rush at the end of this. You escaped him, and Vesh sort of figured out that Rush was actually a Kalistar, just like him. Aaron had taken you to a safe house, and just before everyone retired to bed, left Emet in charge and said that she would meet them at the castle. So we're going to hop right in. It is morning, and you can hear the city sort of waking up around you. Emet, you're stood by the door, or wherever you would be. Where would Emet be stood at this point?
I assume by the door.
Yeah.
She was showing me the, I guess, the weak points, which pretty much were, if I recall, just the door.
Yeah, you saw her sort of wave you off and disappear in the dead of the night, sort of the early hours of the morning. And you hear a sort of, like a yawn, as you see a very sleepy boy, not Vesh, not as tall as Vesh, but Rush, who has got a huge sort of, like, he's found something from somewhere. It's some sort of material that he sort of wrapped around himself, and he shuffles towards you. Thank you very much, Nogabet, for donating for a Wild Magic Surge for Vesh. If this is a good way to start. So the number is, I believe, 599 at the moment. So Rush sort of wanders over, sort of shuffles over to you sleepily. You can guess this is probably one of the best night's sleep he's had in a very long time. And he's like, "Is it morning?"
It is. Did you sleep well?
You know, I think I did. Like, and he's sort of like blinking a couple of times. He's looking around the room. He's like, "So it actually happened?"
What?
I'm not in that place anymore.
No.
Wow. Like, you see him sort of, wow. And he sort of waits a second and sort of looks at the door and looks at you and looks at the door. He's like, "What's wrong with the door?"
Nothing.
Oh. Why are you staring at it like that?
To make sure nothing comes through the door.
Oh. Okay. Okay. And he sort of looks a bit confused, but he's like, okay. Now, for this Wild Magic Surge, Vesh, you sort of start to wake up. And you remember you and Rush talking about last night, and he was saying how he used to work with all these like goblins and things like that down in this sort of dungeon that he was kept in. But he was saying, like, it's not like the stories. They're so sweet. They're just really misunderstood. And I made friends with some of them. And he sort of told you this sort of a heartfelt story about this goblin that sort of would bring him food every now and then. He wasn't too sure where they snuck in from. And then for just about an hour, you feel the urge to fight for goblin rights. You feel very fierce that these goblins are people too, sort of thing, after this story that Rush has
Well,
told.
they are. You know, as long as they're not mean.
Morning! Like, as Rush sort of spots you roll over.
Good morning. I figure Vesh sits up and basically is almost as tall as Rush is, just from waist up.
Just sat up, and he's just looking at you, but looking up at you, even though you're sort of sat.
Yeah. He kind of just leans against the wall for a second and like it cricks out. Morning, Emmett.
Good morning, Vesh.
Any problems?
None.
That's good. Where's everyone else? And I look over and see, I assume, the drooling and a little sprawled Kaya across the chair that I believe she passed out in.
You look over, and Kaya's not there. There's someone there, but it's not Kaya. There's a person with dark, jet black hair, male, and snoring away on the sofa.
Emmett?
Emmett will turn and look. And when they see a different person,
This is
On
a
a couch?
completely different person.
he
You still
immediately runs over to them.
You still see a bottle. The bottle Kaya was drinking out of.
Are the clothes the same? Ooh, what color are the clothes?
The clothes are black. This person is snoring on the sofa. Looks quite comfortable. Like every now and again twitches. And some sort of like whiskey is spilt on the floor.
Emmet's going to, once they notice the bottle is in the hand and the clothes are the same, just like, I guess like iron grip the shoulders, set them upright, and just like shake them awake.
If you do this, this will hurt this person. So Derek, you've got a splitting hangover. Like you drank 2 bottles of this whiskey. You hurt.
Oh God. Whoa, hang on. Whoa. I'm up. Gee, God.
Who's that? Like Rush is looking at Vesh, like, who's that?
Do I recognize the voice from speaking to them with my mind?
Roll a perception for me, please. Just to double check. See if it overcomes the shock of seeing
Okay.
a brand new person.
Ooh. Is this one of the ones that I get this? Give me a sec. I think I always forget to add this in with my Kalastari thing. Perception or insight?
Whichever you would prefer.
Cool. I will use insight because my psychic, my Kalastar thing, I have advantage on insight checks.
Awesome.
Didn't need it.
Okay.
Double 23s. Well.
So, Emet, you sort of look a couple of times and you see like this person shake a little bit. You know, just got their white hair, black clothing, and you're like, you think you recognize him when you hear the voice. But Vesh, you know this voice. This is Echo.
Where's Kaya?
Oh, hang on. Whoa. Long day, fellas. Long. Oh.
Where's
So-
Kaya?
Do you know that
Emmett's
you're
definitely
out?
yelling.
Yeah.
Guys. I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of a hangover.
No.
I'm gonna need you to. Oh God, your voice is so metallic and loud. As I run my hand through my hair, I make it a little bit longer. Just kind of like, it just sort of falls down a little bit more. Oh. I gotta have just a second. Just freshen up. I will happily tell you whatever you think I might know. I guess. Just, hey, who owns this place? And I look around, just kind of like, we're, a little lost here.
Emet is still holding on to you. It doesn't answer and looks to Vesh and be like, go get Tart.
Hey, Echo, your outsides look like your insides. And I can run off.
Right. Rush doesn't know what to do, but he runs after Vesh.
One that sounds disgusting, too. I hope I'm okay.
Now, Tart, you sort of wake up to this shouting downstairs from Emet.
Oh, good.
Hear it muffled. But you can definitely hear raised voices. You hear feet, probably like Vesh and obviously now rushing, running away. But mainly you hear Vesh's heavy feet.
Oh, well, I don't want to startle him, so I get
I'm
dressed.
thinking this is the, maybe not falling, but it's the, with your feet, you're like, a couple of steps, he does the, a couple times because he's got big feet on small steps.
Oh boy. And she had, when she had fallen asleep, she had been in her true form. So she kind of immediately, as she's like dressing, parts of her changing, like her real hair, which is kind of this washed out pinkish hue, is becoming Ophelia's long blonde hair. And she's pulling on like her cloak and her ears are growing, and it's all happening at the same time. She's not hungover, but now she kind of feels like she might be.
Vesh is Vesh. He doesn't knock. He comes bursting in.
Ah!
Like you go past Blue, like Blue is just like, whoa, as you sort of run past him and burst in the door.
Jumper, half on.
Talon is like,
Tart, Echo's on the outside.
What?
Kaya's, I don't know if Kaya's on the inside, but Echo's on the outside. And he just runs back off down the stairs again.
I'm just standing half dressed in front of Tarlin.
yeah, Talon's like, hi. And just sort of rolls over to me like, I'm sorry. Like,
okay, let's go. She'll walk downstairs.
I will do a perception there to see if he. Oh, I guess he noticed, but at that point was too worried about Derek, about Echo on the outside. You're kind of this known changing quantity.
Okay, I'm going to come downstairs. Good morning. They look over it. Okay, yeah, no, hello. What do I see?
Emet has Echo by like, if they had lapels, like they've got them like this, just holding onto them in place on the couch.
And Echo looks like a high elf with male high elf with long white hair.
this seems like the perfect time to introduce all these wild magic searches. We have 5.
Oh.
My brain
Some
explodes.
are going to be gifted randomly. So, oh my god, okay. They won't necessarily all take effect straight away. But Emet 1, Kaya 3, and Tart 4. Okay, right. Okay.
Morning, and just another morning in Eberron.
Yep.
Oh, okay, everyone gets one. So everyone gets one, apart from Emet, who gets 2. So if you could, oh please roll me.
5, 9, 8.
9.
Cool. 1, 2, 7.
But yeah, you are faced hard. You've walked downstairs and you are faced with Emet grabbing Echo by like almost probably like holding up off the floor, maybe a little bit, like Echo's on its tiptoes. You can see Vesh pointing frantically at this scene.
I think I've probably grabbed Rush. And
Yeah, I'll
pulled
say
him.
Rush has
Yeah.
grabbed you and sort of like ducked behind you. And Blue is slowly wandering down the stairs with no real urgency, and Talon's not far
Whoops.
behind him. He's very sleepy, like, what is happening?
I don't know. Hey, Kaya. I don't
Echo's
know
on
what
the
to tell you.
outside.
No, I kind of get it. I pull out my little hand mirror and just hold it in front of their face.
Oh, well, that is a handsome face I have not seen in some time.
Is that new or?
Well, the makeup's a nice touch.
Yeah. No, it looks good on you.
It's
Thanks.
a little smeary. I think you
Yeah.
drooled.
That one's grab me.
Hey.
Oh, I see what's going on.
And Talon's like, like, and Echo, you hear in your head, time to get to work.
Oh shit.
And anyone else, like, he wasn't here, like, last night. Like, Talon's sort of looking at Blue, like, he wasn't here, was he? I don't think he was here. Where's
Okay.
Aaron?
Look, tell you what, we'll do this like 20 question style. I got stuff to do, which you guys, you're more than welcome to help. I mean, you helped me out plenty. Where's my sword? I had a sword. Where'd that go?
Just gonna give him a sword?
No, Blue has it, and
Oh, okay,
you
that's not a
told-
problem.
yeah, no, Blue has it. You said you didn't want it back unless you needed
Dart
it.
said so.
That too.
Yeah, you know what? I'll let that slide for right now. That's fine.
I mean,
Okay.
you said it.
Technicalities. So let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Echo. Nice to meet you. You know what? If you want, I can do the whole sort of, you know, haha, big guy, clumsy, cuteness, and scruffy. They'll come back to me.
Like Rush is looking at Vesh like, am I scruffy?
No,
I think Emmet.
Oh,
no. Big guy is, and I just sort of like play with Emmett's beard for a second. Big guy.
Oh, I thought I was big guy and clumsy. Oh,
No.
God. Okay.
Points to Tart, cuteness, and scruffy, and I point back at Tarlin.
He's like,
oh,
okay, fine, I'll go with that. Like, he looks so tight, like he's so done. He's just like,
Hang on a second.
like, what? Right,
Hey,
okay.
well, what? Now
Hey,
you
Matt.
can't remember things?
Vash, no, you tried being asleep for like 3 years.
I want a
Emmett,
drink. Do you have
you
any
ha-
whiskey left?
Like, Tarlin's like, it's like 9 a.m.
I know what time it is.
Oh, hair of the dog that bit me. If you could pour me one too, that'd be awesome.
Blue moves over. This is like what he used to do. So he sort of
Right.
quickly goes over to the cabinet and starts pouring out these whiskeys.
Vesh. I know you don't like this, but he sees if he can talk to Kaya inside. Kaya, you in there? Okay, hi. Hi, Echo.
And after a moment,
Oh.
Echo puts his hand to his temple and goes, "Hi, Avesh."
You're not funny.
Oh my god, Dash!
And I'm going to actually turn to Tart, and I put my hand to my temple and I go, "Hi, Tart. Vesh isn't the only one with this trick." I said,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said it. I thought you were saying you said it out loud.
No.
Oh, I thought you were being. I'm sorry. I thought you were.
projected telepathically.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's my response.
All right. Look, everybody sit down. First off, Emet, I'm sorry she called you Emet the whole time. She was never good with pronunciation. That was something I picked up.
I thought it was Emet.
Is it Amet or Emet or
It's
I don't
Emet.
Met.
Emet.
Oh, it's Emet.
See?
We
Well,
all have very weird accents. Go on.
It's
The
okay.
emphasis is on the wrong syllable.
Uh-huh.
yeah, Vesh, Emet, Tart, Tarlin, and Sweeper Boy. If you guys want to have a seat, I'll happily
I
explain.
have a name now.
Okay, well, I was blacked out drunk. So if you help me out here, that would be fantastic.
His name is Rush. Emmet will let go of you finally and take a step back.
Thank you.
Boo.
Like the band that plays in Sharn?
Like, they're all looking at you really confused, like, and there's a bang at the door. Like a loud
No,
door, like
no. I have my whiskey now.
Of course, there's a bang at the door.
This is a bad time. We're about to have a conversation.
Emmet looks at Blue and goes, Blue, watch Echo, and then goes to the door.
What did I do? I just got here.
You open the door, and there's a guard stood there. And he stands to attention very, very quickly and sort of like salutes you. He's like, "Hello, I was here to see Miss," and he checks like this piece of paper. Florian.
See, there's something
one
going on
moment.
with accents around here.
Emmet will close the door and look back at Tart. I assume you look like Tart right now.
No, I look like Ophelia.
Ophelia.
Okay, you do? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Like literally, you've just closed it. He's like, okay. As you close the door.
I think it's for you.
Great. I'll be right back. Everyone, stay. And I go to the door. I kind of like that. Kind of into it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I open the door.
And he does exactly the same thing. He stands to attention quickly. It looks like he maybe slacked a little bit looking at the paper and then like salutes you like, "Hello, are you Mrs. Valerian?
Lady Fiarlan, yes.
Lady Fiarlan?" "Yeah, that's I'm gonna get fired.
No, you're not. Go on.
On behalf of Captain Arian." Like she looks quite like this, basically a kid, looks really intimidated as he sort of sees the whole house full of all these huge people. Really.
Right.
He's like,
Yeah.
"I am to bring you to Broken Blade Castle at discretion."
Perfect. What's your name?
George.
George. Perfect. Give us 10 minutes.
Like, did you just close the door on him again? Or-
Yes.
yeah, he's just, okay, as you close the door.
All right. So, our escort is here. What's going on?
Well, you said our escort's here, didn't you? I thought that's what was going on.
What's going on with you, darling?
Oh. Ooh. We're using sweet names of
God,
endearment now.
Oh no, something's happening.
So, let me introduce myself proper. My name is Echo. I am, that's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so let's say, hypothetically, there's this top secret organization from another country and another nation. I am one of their sentinels, a guardian, so to speak, right? And I kind of made a bargain with them, more or less, to kind of help me out in sort of a soul-searching, really kind of depressive sort of way that is kind of like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, buyer beware kind of thing.
You suddenly hear in your head, Echo, "Hush, hush now. This is the trust you speak of."
Well, I'd hope you trust me. Damn. Okay. Then let's roll it back a little bit. I fucked around with some really potent drugs. To put it honest with you. Well, for the last 3 years, I've been on a trip where I have somehow magically transformed into a long dead friend of mine. So, okay, let's go to the castle.
Wait.
So I was actually going to do the insight check based off of the fact that they said that their name was Echo, and we gave them that name. So it's not because I heard the DM thing. I was already thinking of that. So I would like to do an insight check.
Yes.
I might remind, Kaya was the one that came up with the name Echo.
Ooh, was she?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was.
Damn it. Well, Vesh thinks that they came up with it.
Okay.
Oh, sweet bitch.
Vesh. It's 23. It would have been 23 natural anyway.
So yeah, sadly, Kaya is no longer with us. It breaks my heart to say that. Trust me, I'm still adjusting. That's why I mask it with humor. So let's go to the castle, right?
Like, you hear a knock again, like, I don't want to be a push and shove, but, yeah.
Wow, that-
How in there, like, this
George, I said 10 minutes.
I'm sorry. Like, and you hear it go quiet again.
So, we good? Sorry about the whole, don't take anything from anybody over in Middle Dura District and Charm. That's a surefire way to get fucked up.
Blue, I need more whiskey.
Blue just out of nowhere almost appears, just started
Oh.
pouring this whiskey.
How are we doing? Everyone okay? Yeah? We're good?
I miss Kaya.
You and me both, fam. You and me both. Okay. So, let me at least, because that's the last thing I remember.
Okay, so for Echo, wild magic served mice.
Oh
There
God, that's
are
right.
a vase of like flowers on the side. You can guess Arian probably puts them there just to keep the place nice, and you find them utterly hilarious.
Are you joking? That arrangement with that color?
I did think the same thing. To be fair.
Oh God. Whew. So look, okay, lady, I know this like great guy over in the Skybridge area. He can set you up with a way better interior designer than this. Oh my, oh, that's so funny.
Like, Rush is like, is he alright?
Matt looks at Tart and is like, is that how people deal with grief?
Botany,
Sometimes.
Botany is a motherfucker.
I look down at Rush and go, I thought they were nice.
I like them. I haven't seen flowers in years, so
Oh God. Oh
like,
God.
that's me, I guess.
So basically, I had a friend named Kaya. Well, there was a really bad accident in Sharn a few years ago. We were minding our own business, and she didn't make it. So I looked for ways to relieve the pain, and apparently, becoming her sad excuse of her, and then not working through my own shit, is how it manifested. So before I start, crying or, the usual shit that comes up after you haven't been yourself for a good few years, and that whole thing, why don't we pretend like we still have a job to do? Like nothing's changed.
Oh, and at that, Emmett will look into their cloak and start digging through one of the pockets and take out the letter and hand it to Ophelia.
What? What?
See, straight to business. I love it.
What's this?
Aaron gave it to me for you.
Oh, good. Great. What does it say?
It's a simple letter. You recognize your mother's handwriting. And it just says, "My way."
Great. Wonderful. Tuck that away. Sure. This is fine. There's not enough whiskey in this house, and it is probably too early to hit the shattered sword. So sure, the castle sounds great. Let's go. Chop, chop.
Before we do that, I want to say something to you guys. I am sorry the bullshit I put you through. I'm still sorting it out. But my behavior, the aggression pieces of me didn't fit into Kaya, so I remember them. I remember and he points over to Tart. And he puts his hand to his temple again. He says, and telepathically, I remember our standoff. I remember the shitty things I said, and I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And he continues telepathically and he says, I know what it's like to feel like you have to fight for the place you want to be. And I'm interested in helping you fight for that place. He turns to Vesh. And he puts his hand back to his temple. I know what it's like to be searching for where you belong. I'm gonna help you, buddy. That I haven't forgotten.
He thinks back. And our deal. And tries not to look directly at Blue and give him, but he doesn't have a poker face at all.
Still stands. I don't know that I'm as scary as I was. I'm not a walking nightmare anymore. Just a guy. But I'll do my best.
Okay. He thinks back.
And then I turn to Emmett. And you, big guy. Thank you for treating her as well as you did. I say that out loud.
Okay. Emmett just nods.
So, that being said, or thought, I don't know, still getting used to this thing. Castleton?
Broken Blade Castle.
Blue sort of stops here. More whiskey, and literally just starts pouring in the glass.
Oh, probably shouldn't have whiskey breath. I'm good. I'm good. I don't know. Yes, this is how this works. I pressed to digitate some mouth spray.
Minty fresh.
Yep, it works like that.
Well, Talon sort of looks at you. He's like, "Am I coming, or am I staying here?"
You're coming, and Rush is. Everyone's coming. Nobody's staying. We're all going.
Okay. And you can see Talon's heaved on his heavy coat, and he's sort of dressed and ready to go. And Rush isn't really in proper clothes. He's still in a pretty tatty robe, but he doesn't seem to be too bothered about it. And Blue is sort of waiting by Emmett.
I just had a thought. If they probably know they're gone, it's been however many hours, and if we bring them with us, they'll know who released them, if they don't already, which they probably do because of that little smarmy halfling and the creepy laughing man. So you know what? It doesn't matter. We're going to take them with us, and if they come after us, I'll blow them up. Okay, yes.
Rush looks terrified by this prospect. He's like,
no, I'll blow them up. Blow them up.
She can do that?
Yes.
I wouldn't press her.
Okay. And he just listens to Vesh and quickly just stands, still slightly behind him.
You should see what she does with a hair barrette.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And he's,
I don't want to know.
What kind of idiot puts begonias with orchids?
Okay, I think we should get him out.
We gotta get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, I opened the door
Yeah,
on
and
George.
George almost falls into his knees. He's like,
Do you have a rank?
what's the lowest? I'm just a guard, I'm sorry.
Okay, George then.
Mm-hmm.
Lead on.
Oh, okay. And he sort of does like a quick, sharp turn, which he looks like he's obviously had to practice this, and he starts obviously marching down this street. And you wander down the street, and you realize now in daylight, you're in the much sort of more well-to-do quarter. There's beautiful houses everywhere. The stalls are rich in fabric and spices. You see huge clocks fixed to the side of the walls, all tolling their own different tune. And Tart, thank you for this wild magic surge. You pass like cats and some dogs in the streets. There's some birds flapping around, and you swear they're like, you swear that cat just winked at you. Like, you sort of double check as it sort of strolls past. And you feel this as you walk along the street, that quite a lot of these animals are doing this.
I look at Emet. Damn it, Emet, who is, I assume, near me, and I just, under my breath, we're being watched.
Emmett starts to discreetly start looking like back alleys, rooftops, for people watching them or following them, like looking for signs of tails.
Like, Blue does something very similar. If you could roll a perception for me, please. Yeah, you look back, and Blue does as well, following your eye line, and you see just people going about their day. You see the odd cat on a roof, sort of, it's quite warm for a winter's day, so on the nice sort of clay tiles, some of the cats are like basking on it, and every now you sort of notice some people go, like sort of try and squeeze out of your way as you stop dead and just start looking around, but otherwise there doesn't seem to be anything in particular.
I don't see this tail.
No, well, look for literal ones. Literal tails. Like...
I point to the cat on the roof.
Yeah. Yep. Don't point! Subtlety, Emet.
Like, Talon's not quite getting it. He's like,
No, Talon, stop it. Stop it. Just look ahead.
That thinks back to like being able to talk to animals and understanding the idea of using animals as scouts, and is convinced. Okay. And he starts keeping track of all the animals he sees to see if he starts recognizing one following them.
there's a lot of cats in the area, but they don't seem to be particularly following you. Or
As
anything.
stated, she is paranoid to the extreme, which was part of her leveling up, and she is positive these are familiars watching us.
And
So
you
they already know.
keep walking down the street. Talon sort of skips every now and then to try and keep up with Tart. And Blue, who is walking at the front with Tart now. What about Vesh? What are you doing right now?
Vesh is just sort of along for the ride. He's still a little confused about Echo, but we're also going to a castle, so there's some of that too. But I think he's just sort of, again, we're walking through a public place, lots of things around, so he is always just trying to be very aware, and I think he just trying to be extra conscious of, we're kind of, we're being escorted by the guard. Don't do anything bad. Don't, try be on your best behavior. Try, don't mess this up.
And Rush is next to you. I think he notices this. He's like, what are you doing?
being careful.
What do you mean? Is there something I should be careful of?
Well, right now I'm worried about that awning over there. And that pot about a half a block up is going to be a problem. And then see those cats? They
Yeah.
always get underfoot, but that kid up there with that ball, that's going to be a problem. And he just started pointing at.
It's, okay. So are you telling me you're clumsy?
Yes, to the extreme.
No, that's fine. I'm here now. I'll just try and keep an eye out. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're one of the things that I'm paying attention to. Because
I'm all right. I'm
he's
invincible.
under the radar.
Yeah, he's like, I'm invincible, and sort of like slaps like himself. He's like, I'm fine. Bump into me all you want.
Oh, it's not the bumping part. It's the never mind.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. Like, he doesn't get it at all. And Echo, you hear a voice enter your head again. Hello again, my friend. Have you missed this space of yours?
Yeah, it's growing on me.
It's not quite as pretty as your last one, but we'll let that swing by.
Huh. Yeah, about that. Alright, what can I do for you?
I'll let you know when the time is right. Look, nearly there. And it's like it just disappears again. And as you see that George leads you, you can see the castle in the center of this huge lake. This huge man-made lake with this thin bridge that takes you towards this immense castle that is just towering over the city. And George starts to lead over the bridge. This is a very wide bridge. People are leading their walking past you or leading horses backwards and forth. You see a lot more guards, a lot more people very, very well dressed. And you can hear lots of bells ringing from the towers in the castle. And it's built of almost like a white stone that sort of shines in this new sort of morning sunlight. It shines a bit golden. And this bridge is wide. This is very, very wide. And it's got beautiful tiles all the way along the side that leads up to this castle. And George is like, come on, nearly there. Sorry, I probably should have bought a horse or something.
I press my fingers to my temple, just looking at George, and Echo whispers into his mind, "The General's watching. Don't mess up."
And he's not looking at you, but he goes, "Is he?" Like, so the rest of you don't hear. He's like, oh God. Like, and he starts like trying to brush himself off a bit more and straightens up a little bit. And he picks up his pace.
I miss doing that.
Okay. And as you approach, the enormity of this building hits you. This door is huge. You have to crane your neck back to see the top of it. It is decorated in the sigils of Rote all the way around the sides. There's gargoyles atop where water flows out. And George trots up to the door. There are a couple of guards either side of it, and he looks at them, and they nod. And you hear this almighty boom as these huge doors open. So, come on. Like, as he sort of hurries you guys in.
Yeah, following.
Yeah.
The sound of the city outside slowly dies away. And you are left in this huge hall. There are huge steps, like big stone marble steps that branch out with a huge stained glass window at the back. There are tapestries that line all of these walls. Beautiful mosaicked floor. There's some vases, and there's a statue of the great king himself carved in a decorative armor, swirls adorn the breastplate, and a huge shield is lifted above his head with an axe in his right arm. A crown settles on his head, and he strikes a powerful pose above a jagged rock. This statue is huge. It's about 4 or 5 times the size of Vesh, so it will tower over you all. The tapestries depict Lady Chasira of Sire marrying the king himself. It was said to be one of the biggest romances at the time. And as you look around the tapestries, it goes from beautifully decorated weddings of flowers, animals, all embroidered in these beautiful like silks and just colorful material, to a battle of gold and silver thread depicting this armor on this battlefield, a king riding a horse. What you can recognize from this very simple design of Sire and a mist until it ends round at the end. And George goes, wait here, and I'm going to go and find out where Arian is, and I'll be back in a minute. And he sort of quickly disappears. Like you, it's quite an echoey sort of room, and it's like a click, clack, click, click, clank all the way up the stairs. And you see 2 other guards at the door, and 2 servers come up to you with silver platters with drinks on and offer them to you with a bow.
Thank you.
They say nothing. Once you take the drink, they back away.
Everyone, don't say anything that you don't want overheard in here.
And just Echo pretends to like massage his temple, goes, and telepathically says to her, now why would anyone overhear what I'm going to say?
Besides you, darling.
Vesh thought about taking a drink, then again, all of his worst nightmares. There were faces, there were statues, there's tapestries, and now someone with a tray full of silver, a platter full of, I'm thinking like fluted drinks of some sort. And so he like goes to get one, and he like puts his pinky out, and then he's like, and keeps his hand to himself. However, he can't help but be drawn to this tapestry of the king in the Battle of Seir. And so I think he kind of almost unconsciously, as he's trying to stay like in the very middle of the room, but he just almost can't help himself, begin sort of stepping, being drawn towards it.
Is this which king is this?
This is King Bornell. Or
Okay.
Bornell.
Mm-hmm.
He is the current king, and you're not sure whether this is actually him or his ancestor. It looks like maybe he's even been put into this,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily there himself.
I don't snort, but I think about it.
And as you look further into this tapestry, you just see all the little details, right down to the flowers, to the bugs, to little bits of mist.
Having a Ferris Bueller Cameron moment with the impressionist painting.
And someone walks up with food. Is it? Hello. It's rather beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Vesh sort of starts out of it. Yeah.
It took 300 people 60 days to weave and darn or whatever. It's a fabulous piece. Look, and this person reaches out and just flicks the tapestry, and it all starts to move.
Yeah, no, just the idea of touching it freaks him out, and that someone so casually does something like that. And you were saying it's of silver and gold thread, so I assume it's ripples and metallic color. And I think sort of Vesh gets even more sort of hypnotized by it, and his eyes are just, I'm assuming, on the silver, which is like the mist, and as that sort of, you know, undulates with light, I think he just sort of is all but, you know, hypnotized by it, just can't stop staring at this silver threaded mist.
Rush is pretty mesmerized with you. He doesn't flinch. It's like he's still and he's mesmerized. And as this person flicks the tapestry, the mist grows. The king on the horses and his guards just rock up and down as if a moving picture. The grass and the flowers wave. You see the marriage ceremony as they lean in and touch their foreheads together. And it's like the whole scene is playing out in a brief moment.
Well, that's neat.
Does it have a happy ending?
And looks over. You're alive, aren't you? All of you. We're grateful for this battle, for those who survived. And this, and you see the mist, as the mist moves down towards the end of the tapestry, you see huge, what the artist sort of intended to be silhouetted type figures weaved in. Huge figures walk amongst a temple and off the side of the tapestry.
Do I recognize the temple?
Yes, you do. And this person comes over and they're offering like these little like treats, savory treats on this plate. And isn't it wonderful?
Immaculate, even.
And Blue steps up to Emmet. Why are they staring?
People. They like their history. Their boasts of power.
I don't see any Warforged. Weren't we there?
Yep, we were there.
But we are not on the tapestry.
We take away from that show of strength.
Oh, so there is no record of us?
No. Just the great breathing heroes.
Maybe we should make one day.
At that, Emmet looks down at Blue. Yes. And puts their hand on Blue's shoulder. Like, yes, let's do that.
And Blue,
I will teach you to write if you don't know how.
I don't know how. And he sort of like pats your hand. And he sort of looks to the moving army on this tapestry. I don't want to be forgotten.
No. You won't be, Blue.
Good. And he sort of starts to walk along the rest of the tapestry, just looking. Talon looks far too nervous to go near anything right now. Not because of break it, he just doesn't want to be near anything. He's probably still quite shaken from the day before. He's quite sort of in himself, like he's sort of got his arms in his big heavy coat pocket, sort of shoulders shrugged a little bit. He's found a scarf from somewhere, probably in the house, and just wrapped it round because it's getting cooler. He's just looking up at this huge hall.
Talon,
I miss my boat. Yeah?
just stay close, please.
Oh, okay. And he just sort of shuffles that little bit closer to all of you.
I pull out my hand mirror
Hmm.
and kind of make like I'm looking at myself, which I mean, sure, but also kind of looking around to look for any openings, anything like, portraits with like moving eyes type deal.
Can you roll a perception for me, please?
Sure. 22.
22. Okay, you look around the place and you don't see anything specifically, but you feel watched.
Mm-hmm.
You know this is probably what you've done in your own house when guests have arrived that they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel anything necessarily aggressive by it, but
Yeah.
you feel many eyes on you, and you sort of assume there's lots of crystals dotted around the wall. They're sort of made to look like lights,
Mm-hmm.
and you're pretty sure they're not lights. You think it's almost like the equivalent of like a two-way mirror.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay, then I'm going to do this since I have the mirror out as kind of cover. I'm just going to I'm wearing Ophelia's outfit, which has some different things on it, and there's like a feathered shoulder of an eagle, and I just kind of brush it and say some words under my breath and cast enhance ability on myself and give myself eagle splendor for
Awesome.
wherever we're going. So that's advantage on charisma checks.
Awesome. Okay. So you guys stand there for quite a while. You see Rush is just wandering around looking. He takes something to eat every now and then. He hasn't eaten in a very long time. And he wanders over to Vesh and hands one out to him. But just offers a hand with this strange little pastry type thing that Vesh has probably never really seen anything this delicate food-wise before. Oh, you're muted.
Vesh still sort of looking at the tapestry and also just he seems to be broken out of it a little bit, like he was sort of hearing what listening to Tart's advice and sort of absent-mindedly sort of looks to go take this delicate little pastry thing and then thinks twice of it and just like, I'm good.
He's like, okay. And he just sort of like pops it in his mouth and wanders off again. And then you see a man arrive at the top of the marble staircase in long flowing robes. He's like, welcome, welcome, as he takes a slow step by step and then another step down the stairs, keeps his arms out and open. Lady Fialin, and he sort of he bows very low. We are so glad to have you here in our presence.
I make my most splendid curtsy.
He's like, and he sort of offers his hand for you to take as he sort of helps you up again. And he'll sort of he'll sort of push his forehead to your hands. I greet you. And
Thank
and
you.
your friends, welcome.
Do I know this person, Alice?
You don't know him by person. However, you've sort of heard of him as Karnan, and he is a magic user, but he's for the king.
Mm-hmm.
And he is very, very well known. He's very charismatic, but he is known just to be a very genuine person, and he enjoys the finer things in life. Everyone knows this is the only reason he worked hard to climb up so that he could live in a place like this.
Perfect. Does he act as kind of while the king's away, he's the one?
Not quite.
Mm.
But he's like, Aaron will see you now, if you may. And he offers his hand to Ophelia.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks to the rest of you. He's like, please follow. I will have more drinks brought up to you. Please.
I take his hand and walk with him.
As Ophelia takes his hand, I project my voice into her mind again. I say, if you want me to, when we get up there, I can scan the room for what people are thinking. Just give me a reassuring wink or smile if that's what you want me to do when we get up there.
Perfect.
Noted. All right. Yeah. So I go, guys, what are we waiting for? I mean, after all, we have been invited, haven't we?
Talon just shoves his hands in his pockets a bit deeper and starts just like trudging up the stairs.
There he goes, Gruffy.
Blue stays by Emet, and Rush looks at Vesh. His lips don't move. He's like, Can I stick near you? Please. Please. You're muted. I can't hear you. It's not coming through.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's do that.
okay. I mean, this is creepy.
He sort of thinks at him, we don't belong here.
No. I mean...
This is bigger than us.
And he's sort of looking up. He's like, I mean, yesterday I was below ground. Now I'm going much higher.
There's too many things here that we don't know enough to understand.
And that tapestry was weird, weren't it? I mean, moving like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he sort of he looks over you and he holds out his hand. He's like, and again in his head, he's like, do it together.
Yep.
Okay. And you see this boy just, okay, and sort of takes your hand and starts walking.
Yep. Up the stairs, right? Okay.
And what about Emet? Blue is stood right next to you.
Once Ophelia is going up the stairs, Emet would follow. Probably the polite 2 or 3 steps behind. But wants to keep an eye on the new people in this situation.
And you guys walk silently up this fairly daunting staircase. This is huge. You hear all your footsteps echo. And he takes you off round to the right. And down a long corridor full of portraits and paintings that you can assume are royal family members from way in the past, in strange dress and probably over the top dress as well for holidays or certain special events. You see books that line the other side of the wall. And Kanan leads you to a door and opens it. And he offers his hand for you to go in.
I give him my most winning smile.
And he sort of tries to smile back, not quite so winning, but he's not the best looking person in the world. You know, he's probably a charmer, but not on his looks. And he's got that sort of grimace smile, but he bows again and allows you to walk in. And he looks to the rest of you. After you, please.
Why, thank you. And I give like a very like pompous, almost like gesture-ish kind of bow.
And he looks to Vesh and Rush that, how have you approached this tour?
Like I said, carefully. I think again he's being very aware of what's around him, trying to be very careful. Leaning on Rush a little bit as this, if there's any sort of problematic things. But I mean, I think there's also, the scale of this place is probably helping him out a little bit, but also he's feeling just really overwhelmed. I mean, he's a peasant. And so it was one thing to be in the ruins of the other fortress because it was, it was dirty and messed up. I mean, he's probably found old towers or collapsed places to sleep in as he went cross country. But to be in the full splendor of an active castle, he had sort of like these big dreams about it, but then when he's finally there, it's overwhelmed him quite a bit. And so he's just trying to be small, which is tough for him. And not just also just that just deep sense. He sees how comfortable Tart is, sees how Echo is going along, and even Emmet doesn't change much, I assume, from place to place, but he's feeling very, just even more so, just out of place.
And how about Emmet? As you watch Vesh and Rush step into this room after the others, Blue is still looking at you. And he's looking around, but he looks to you.
Emmet will take in the room, take in everyone's, I guess, stance.
Is she looking... Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, I assume if I see Vesh looking a bit more uncomfortable than normal.
I'm guessing, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, but he's probably looking a little bit more tense, like hunched shoulders.
Yeah.
Trying to stay as slim as possible to not touch anything.
Yeah, I think he's kind of got his arms inside of his mage weave, or I forget the name of the cool cloak he's got, but he's sort of like trying to just sort of he's trying to keep himself contained, thinking that somehow this cloak is going to sort of keep him from bumping or knocking, because I assume there's decor everywhere.
You step into a room and there's a few things, but not anything over the top. The one thing I think, Emmet, you'll notice that the clouds start to move a bit quicker on Vesh's cloak. As you can see him panic, and they sort of darken a little bit. You step into a room and Karnan closes the door. There is a huge fireplace and very tall glass windows. There is a door on the right. There are chairs in the room, almost more like sofas. And a large, heavy oak table, which takes up most of the room. There is a large map in the center of this. And there are little pieces, much like you saw in the last fortress, sky ships. There are ships. There seems to be almost like mini castles and things like this all over. And Erin stands with her back to you with her hands clasped tightly. And she turns and smiles at you. She is garbed in a beautiful, like a blue velvet suit. Very decorated. And her mousy brown hair, which you saw is just down in her uniform, has now been wrapped up into a large plait on the back of her head, with a plait draping down over her shoulder. And she stands to attention. And she smiles. Welcome. I believe this is as good a place as any to talk, don't you?
Are we safe here?
I had my guards, and she sort of looks, and there's 4 or 5 guards in the room, so I had them scout the perimeters, and I've put 6 more on the door. And she is dressed far more sort of regally, like very upright. She walks with a bit more of a stride as she looks around the table. And she sort of picks up one of the pieces on the table and just plops it down somewhere else. Just moving it around. I was not fully honest with you. I'm sorry. I'm not part of the guard. I am the king's personal guard. right-hand man, as some people like to call it. I prefer right-hand woman, but there you go. But I'm glad you're all here in one piece. I'm assured this person is your friend, and sort of points over at Echo.
Yo.
Yes.
Take a seat, and she pulls out her own chair by the war table.
Excuse me? Sorry.
Yes.
I mean to... Wait. Oh, yeah, no, I think I remember you. Yeah. You're the one that put us there in the hideout thingy, right?
I am.
Is that your vase?
Yes. Well, I don't put things in my house.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, you might want a new guy for that.
And she just sort of looks at you briefly. Sit down.
Okay.
Emet will go over to Vesh and just kind of whisper in his ear. Just deep breath, Vesh. You are okay. Everything will be fine. I am right here. You will get out of this.
Oh, I'm not worried. I'm just... No, I don't belong here.
If you
I
are
can neither
here,
confirm nor deny that I'm holding Frederick in one hand.
if you are here in this place, then you belong here in this place. And then Emet will go and take his seat.
Is everyone else taking a seat?
Yeah.
I shall redact that. Emet will not sit. They'll probably stand behind Ophelia, wherever they sit.
Blue will stand behind Vesh, and Rush, who will probably plonk himself next to him. And Tarlan sort of looks awkwardly by Echo, sort of try and shuffles himself down. I'm sure you have many questions. I'm not too sure what that was you encountered. I know it's the Dark Six. But I fear worse has come our way.
Worse.
Yes. I was not aware of parts of the Dark Six that had woken. The Traveller, for instance. Nonsense, I'm sure.
Don't know about that.
They're experimenting on people. I guess you could call it that. Trying old rituals or something. That's what they were doing with Tarlan and our new friend Rush.
Okay. I think this would be a good point to take a break. Anyone who wants to stay in character and wants to maybe answer some questions from chat, or we can just talk about this, you can. Otherwise, please feel free to jump off and
I'm sure they're furious at me, so I'll stick
I'm tickled.
I'll be right back then. I would.
Yeah. Huh.
What
are people's conspiracy theories? Because I'm seeing that in chat.
Oh, I saw one. That was pretty great.
What?
So there was one that Tweeter Vecna said. There is a theory that I am... Oh, there it is. Maybe a changeling with dissociative identity disorder. I'm like, that's a neat idea. Let's see what else. Someone says that, let's see here. Gemsong says, spy, 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 kill it, kill it. That's what I was worried about. Yeah, no, please. I love your questions.
I think this is such a game where you can have so many mysteries because the world is so big, and there is already so much sort of mystery in this world, I think it just allows for your brain to go crazy, is how I'm putting it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, there was the stuff that Tarlin was transporting that seemed to be part of a different organization, but either that organization gave him to the Dark Six or is in cahoots with them. I don't know. I thought we were going to deal with like small time mafia or something.
Yeah, that's kind of, that's kind of what I've been thinking too.
But there's a damn cult.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's all fun and games till someone gets ritualistically sacrificed.
Exactly.
So and you've got the vessels, you've got that sort of thing going on, you've got the traveler. There's quite a lot, I think, that you guys are encountering gradually, and it slowly links, I think, bits together.
Surely we're on what, episode 9? We've got 4 more episodes of this left. Oh boy.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
It's gone very, very quickly. So
yeah, it's November. We started this back in September.
Uh-huh. That's funny.
So I'm watching Adam kick the cat out. She's obviously from that.
I'm also interested in the stuff that Tarlin was transporting, because there was all that info about places in Sharn.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly.
Yeah, you had a series of maps from Sharn, you had ones from overseas, you had lots of underground ones of Rote, and you also had one that you weren't too sure what it was because it was very, very old, like ancient, so most of it looked like it'd been rubbed out.
And that didn't make it to who it was supposed to make it to.
Mm-hmm.
And we have no idea who that was.
You intercepted it, you found it, so whoever that was supposed to be going to, they're probably wondering where it is.
Sure.
So.
Huh. And Ophelia is dead. And Demetrius is here. There's a lot of shit happening. I don't trust any of it. I don't like it, except I do. I like it very much. I don't know. Okay. Who can I blow up?
Who can that's all Tar wants to do. Tar wants to blow things up and go shopping. There is nothing else.
That's all Lauren wants to do.
That's all Lauren wants to do.
I want to blow something up.
Fun fact is, though, I made the joke. Somebody said earlier in the campaign, like, well, looks can be deceiving. And I immediately messaged Alice. I was like, that's what I want the tagline to this entire campaign to be. Because absolutely.
Now let's jump back in. And she looks at you and says, I am worried about what this means for Rote. I am worried what this means for Breland. I'm worried what this means for Eberron. Vessels. It worries me. And then you hear a knock at the door on the far right. Oh, perfect. And one of the guards opens the door and bows. And Tart, your mother, walks in.
Hey!
She strolls in, glances at you briefly and nods, and then stands next to Erin. Hello.
Hi.
You
Hello.
made it then.
Yes.
I knew you would.
Insight check. This is my mom. She doesn't believe in me. Do this.
Really tempted to cast Detect Thoughts now. I don't know if I want to.
Is this rolling? Oh, my roll 20 is lagged up. Hold on. Oh, natural 1. It was a natural 1. That sounds right.
Yeah, this is your mother.
Yep.
Your mother stands in these long black robes. You've seen her in these before. They're not elaborate in any way. It looks almost as if she's jumped right off a horse and come up to you. I'm so glad you're all here.
I'll insight check that. Kidding.
You can insight check.
You know what? Screw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm feeling cheeky. Sure, I will.
I think she's just putting on her show.
You're alive to some capacity. 22.
You look at Tart's mother, and it's Tart's mother. This is Tart's mother. But there's something else going on, and you don't know what it is. But it is her.
Detect thoughts.
You hear, "Get out." And Tart's mum is just smiling as this happens.
Mother, have you just arrived?
Yes, just this moment, in fact.
I lean in my chair and I project telepathically to Tart. Your mom says we gotta go.
You know what, Captain Arian? I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I haven't seen my mother in a while, and we need to catch up before we discuss anything further.
Oh,
I'm
of course.
sorry.
Feel free to use this room. And she points over to the room that your mother just walked out of.
I project to Emma. Hey, big guy. Get ready for shit to go down to the 100th degree. Thank you.
You know, family, Captain Arian, family always comes first.
Of course, yeah.
I take my mother's hand.
And she sort of looks a bit weirded out, but she will take it.
I project my my voice over to Vesh's mind. Hey, I'm gonna need you to keep your cool as best as I know you can. Very small steps, one foot in front of the other. We gotta go. Follow my and Tart's lead. Okay, big guy. Love you.
I kiss my mother on both cheeks.
And she has the same sort of stony, but like a stony response.
Yeah.
It was very cold, and this is a formal thing. This is not out of
exactly. Yeah, and I'll keep her hands in mine, and I will go out the door.
And the guard closes it behind you both. And Aaron looks at you. Tea, wine, anything. What would you like?
I'm gonna shift attack thoughts over to her. What do you suggest?
And she looks at you. The wine's pretty good.
Tea then, please.
Okay. And she sort of clicks her fingers again, and someone comes in with tea. Does anyone else want tea?
When I said, is there something you suggest? Did I catch anything from her surface thoughts?
No, she genuinely liked the wine.
Okay. Yeah, no, tea. Vesh likes tea too, right, buddy?
Muted.
Vesh is freaking out. Yeah, he's sitting in the chair. I mean, it's like he's like, you know, with a cloak like around his knees, and his foot has started to tap.
I just
will go over and stand by the door that Tart went through.
Tart, you are in this room, and your mother stands there. There's no door to this room.
Besides the one we came through?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's odd.
In a castle, sure, on the bottom floor.
Wait, aren't we up a flight?
You went up a flight.
Oh, okay. What's in here? Is there nothing in here?
This is like almost like a drawing room. So there's a desk, there's a couple of bookcases full, there's like a sofa, a window. It's quite a cozy room, a huge rug on the floor. And she's like, "What is it, darling?
What's wrong?"
What do you mean, what's wrong?
I look in her eyes. Does she look drugged? Or
You roll a perception check for me.
I will. Should have done fucking owl's wisdom. Okay. I love dice. 15.
She doesn't look drugged. She just doesn't look there. What's the matter?
I'm gonna go on a hunch. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm about to do this. I slap her across the face and I cast a spell magic.
And you do that. What's the matter? Are you okay? Would you like to sit down? And she sort of tries to guide you to just...
No, I back away from her. I back away from her.
Are you okay? We should go home.
Mother, why don't you sit down and I'll go get you some tea?
That sounds lovely. And she'll just sit herself down and she sort of looks out the window, just with a smile on her face.
I go back through the other door.
And I, as I see her come out, hand to my temple, and I say, 1 blink for we're good, 2 blinks for we're bad. And then I immediately telepathically to Vesh, hey, so you can do something like this too, except yours is 2-way. I need you to help me run, what's the word I'm looking for? I need you to help me run, messages. We need to coordinate this. We need to be smooth. I need you to be the top of your game. You got me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Echo.
Yes.
Echo.
I say with my mouth.
Wrong, get out.
Echo, a voice enters your head. Tick tock, tick tock. Really easy to kill them, You've got the skills. Gave you the skills.
Yeah, but there's a lot of collateral here, guys. That's not very nice.
What collateral?
People, allies, friends.
Allies? Friends?
Complications that your gift to me happened to bestow. So
I am confused. Who do you think is the target?
You fucking what now?
And you can hear a slight chuckle. You promised.
You motherfuckers.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Look, I've been out for a little while. You're gonna have to cut me a break here. I need names, okay? I barely remember half the shit that I did for you guys. You have to tell me who my target is. Be so kind, will you?
I will give you a hint. There's a scruffy boy. There's a clumsy boy. There's a cute girl. And there's 2 Warforged that are developing far too much.
And though that whole group is my target,
And tick tock, tick tock. You don't have to do it. It's just a promise you made me. You made the trust.
my memory's a bit foggy. What about the Hand of the King, huh? What about her? Am I taking
What
her out
about
too?
her?
Am I taking her out too?
Collateral, as you said.
You want me to lay out the whole damn room? Oh, buddy. No, you should have left me as Kaya. Actually, no, big mistake. You turned me into Kaya. I have a sense of buyer's remorse now.
Would you sort of just ignore the voice?
No, I keep the channel open.
It goes quiet. And the rest of you, Rush is sat there near Vesh. You alright? You look a bit more
We
shaken.
really don't belong here.
What?
We shouldn't be here.
I'm assuming you're saying this.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it? Why? What's happened?
Something weird. We're just.
And
This is. Vesh stands up.
and Irene looks at you and goes, oh, did you not want the tea?
I need to pee.
Oh, of course, yeah, just through that door. And it's back out.
Like back out in the hallway.
Yeah, like the guards open it for you.
You need to go too. I mentally say to
he's like,
Rush.
Rush goes,
Yes.
me too, and jumps up and just like races out the door.
Oh, he goes out after him.
And they close it behind you, and it's just Blue, Echo, and Emet.
I meant
Tarlin sat in the room. What's all that about?
kids. I mentally push back on the voice. I say, I promise to protect Zilargo. That's what you guys do, isn't it? Why do they matter? Why are they a threat?
That's what we wanted you to think we wanted you to do.
Yeah, that's some fucking fine print there. Okay.
Always read the fine print, Echo.
Okay.
Always read the fine print.
So you tell me how this goes. I murder them all and I die in this room. After spending...
You're so uncreative. That's why you came to us. You can do it yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm not a great elf. I don't have dark vision. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm pretty sure I was asleep earlier. I'm not running at full capacity here. So you either hold your goddamn horses, or you tell me what you think my way out here is.
Echo? What are you gonna do? Reach in that big old head of yours and pull me out? And at that, the king's bodyguard looks over to Tart and says, we're serving tea. Would you like some?
Does the way she's acting remind me of the way that my mother's acting?
Roll an insight or perception, whichever you would prefer.
Okay. 9.
Okay. You can't tell a lot, but if anything, she seems pretty weirded out by the fact you guys are all jumping up and
Right.
acting strange. She's literally just trying to give you tea.
Captain Arian?
Yes?
Has my mother been here earlier today?
I was told she just arrived in the city. I have it on good authority from my guards.
I need you to arrest her.
What?
She came from Sean. Something's wrong with her.
Something's like, and she sort of walks over to you quite. What do you mean? Something's wrong with her?
I think something happened to her there, and it's. I don't know, but she's acting wrong.
She moves away from you, puts a smile on her face, and walks over to the room where your mother is. She's like, we're just going to have, you see her sort of like murmur some things. She's like, back in just a minute, private king's business. And she literally just closes the door and locks it. So, okay. What? So, is there something wrong with the boys? And she's like looking in the direction of Vesh and...
No, I don't think so. I don't know if someone sent her here or she just went on autopilot.
Okay, That's fine. That's fine.
Anyone else from Sean shouldn't be allowed in the city.
No one from Shan. Okay. I will... Thank you. I will send the message out at once. And she looks at... Guards, go and inform guards at the gate. No one from Shan may come through. Guards. And they stand to attention and don't move. Can you all roll initiative, please?
Oh my god! I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out, you guys.
Yeah, you and me both there, darling. 26. Like the character should.
So we didn't quite get to it. I figured that Vesh pretty much made it out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to start going down the stairs, and because he's so upset, kind of slipped, ended up on his butt, and was just kind of like, then like went and leaned against the wall where he was, just kind of confused and just almost in a little bit of a fugue state. I don't know where Rush would, and I assume Rush would have stayed with him.
Probably would have come over to you and said, what's wrong? It's all right.
And just with that, one more fall, one more not being able to even run away when he wanted to, I think it just kind of got him a little whatever, which is reflected in his initiative.
Okay, so... let's have a look. Sorry, just write this down so I've got it. I'm just going to roll for blue. Okay. You all stand there as these guards start to move and they draw their swords. And they stop and say, "Stand down. We'll take this castle." And Echo, it is your turn.
Quickly in the back of my mind, slapping the doorbell on this whole giant interconnected internet of bullshit telepathically. I say, "Oh, is this you guys too?"
You hear nothing.
Okie doke. I stand up and I say, "Tart, I'm breaking the rule." And with my action, I summon my sword back to me from blue.
Yep.
It disappears in sort of a blue flash and appears in my hand. And as a bonus action, I am going to, let me see what this does. Now that I have the full range of my character, it's so nice to have all this stuff that I can do now. It's a bonus action. I am going to hex the closest one to me.
Yeah. Okay, so there are 7 in this room. There are 3 stood by the main door that just came from where Vesh just ran. There are 2 by the door where the mother is locked, and 2 more around. Like, there's one either side of the war table. So whereabouts are you standing in the room?
I would be exactly wherever my chair was.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just kind of stand up, get my sword ready, and I'm just staying where I am, hexing the closest guy to me.
As one of them turns around, the closest is near the left-hand side of the war table. You see Erin pull out her own rapier and take stance. And you hit this guy. Well, I mean, could you roll for me, please?
My action is to summon the sword back to me.
Oh, I see. You just, okay.
Yeah, it's an action to summon the sword,
Oh,
and
I
then
see.
Summon the sword back.
bonus to hex.
Yep, and I'm just there ready.
Tart, you've seen these 2 guards move in behind you. You've had enough time to turn around if you do. Just where your mother has come, and you see them all sort of mimic each other and stand and point their swords at you.
Cool.
They're not
Pop out.
really like saying anything, but it's looked like they're trying to circle all of you.
Yeah, I pop out the parasol
Mhm.
and kind of twirl in place as I spin it, and I cast Hypnotic Pattern on them, all of them, because I
Mhm.
assume this room is not that big.
Yes, it's not that big.
Yeah, so it's
I
wisdom
think there's
saves.
maybe one that's behind you that isn't in line, but that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if it's going to
Fail, fail,
fail,
fail,
fail.
pass, fail.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so only one
Fail.
passes.
Yeah. So the others are incapacitated.
Nice.
Okay, so they're sort of lolling where they stand. You see their eyes widen and they just sort of like rock. They've still got their weapons out, but they're rocking, and you can see them blinking a couple of times, but they're not focusing at all.
Mm.
Now,
I call out, leave those be, and I will. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do for now. I'm just gonna pop out the hand crossbow from my bracelet, but I'm not gonna fire anything.
Okay. Now, Blue will swing at the closest one, which is one of the ones Tarts is incapacitated near the door.
He gets advantage.
Oh, he gets advantage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
misses.
Blue.
Blue again, not used to like this extra long arm, is sort of swinging with the other one and doesn't quite.
No, Blue, focus on the moving ones.
And he crashes into one of the vases and sends it shattering. And on your turn, Vesh, you hear this absolute crash of this vase and this thud as Blue's arm hits the wall behind this person. And you can hear the king's guardian yell out. What was that?
Usually it's me. And I think Vesh will stand up and thinking of his friends, even though he's, feeling awkward and odd and doesn't know, not belonging, with that thud and the crash, knowing that he's not around, gets up and heads up the stairs. Are there any guards out here, or is the door, can I go back in the door that I went out of?
You can go back in the door that you went out of, and there's no guards on that door on that side.
Okay, and he will swing open the door to try to just to get in and see what I feel. That's probably about the extent of his movement by the time having to get up and getting up from sitting down and then moving up the stairs.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's more that you can run up the stairs, rush close behind you, and you open the door, and you see everyone's weapons drawn. You can see Tart with her crossbow out. You can see Echo at the ready. And Emet, it's your turn.
Right. So hit the moving ones. Emet will pull out their warhammer, and their eyes will start to glow orange as they go into a rage. And it's time to smash things. And I believe I will smash the things.
Yes, you will. Roll damage for me, please.
Alright. Let's see.
Oh, nice. Okay.
10 damage in total.
10 damage. Okay, how are you like really hurting this guy? This really takes it out. It's one of the ones are you aiming for the one that's moving, or are you going for the ones that are sort of rocking?
Moving. So I assume I kind of picture one moving towards either Echo or...
As the door opens, they will probably make a movement more towards the door. Which I'm assuming would have to cross your path anyway.
Yeah, in that case, I would be going for one of them. Knowing that Vesh is outside that door. And so as they're moving, it's almost like I took like a sidestep, intercept their path, and just brought the hammer straight down, probably hitting like the side of the face, hitting the shoulder, and just pushing them down to the ground.
Yeah, there's a horrible crunch as this shoulder sort of, you hear it dislocate. And Vesh, as you walk in, the first thing you see is Emet coming down on this guard, crushing him on one side, so he falls to the floor with a gasp, like, ah! And that is the first thing you witness on your way in. It is back up to Echo's turn.
Okay.
Talon's backing away, by the way. Like, he's just like, he doesn't have any weapons. He was told to keep out of it. He's backing off.
That first guy that I hexed, now he's getting the sword. And I'm going to, I'm just going to run up, basically kind of like acrobatically, like that first scene with Kaya all the way back in the beginning. Echo pretty much just steps off of something, parkours over to him, and is going to try to take a stab at him. Yes,
you hit. You really hit.
He gets to enjoy, plus my sneak attack. If he is anybody within 5 feet of him or me?
I'd say so. This room isn't huge, so.
Okay. Any of my allies next to him?
Not next to him.
No. Okay. So it's just going to be the 6 damage then.
Okay. He sort of cries out as this happens. He sort of takes this wound in his side and sort of hisses and steps back.
Ooh, I forgot my I did forget my hex damage though. That's an extra 1. So yeah. And I'm gonna say he has disadvantage on wisdom checks.
Okay.
Thanks to hex.
I completely forgot their go, so we're gonna go now. The first one is going to, we'll say after Echo has hit, is going to hiss and sort of lunge for Echo with a 5. So where you sort of struck him with your blade as he reaches out, it's like the wound really opens and he sort of gasps as he falls a bit to the ground. And the one near Emet tries to stand and tries to strike. There's a 19 hit.
19 will hit.
I'll cutting words that.
How
Yeah.
many times can you do that? Because right now I'm only taking half damage.
Oh, that's right. You're raging. Yeah, okay. I'll wait. I'll wait for. Yeah, I forgot you were raging.
So, you take 4 damage for that. It basically glances off of you, off of this wood and this metal. You can hear like a tang as it comes across. The others are 2 sort of out of it and still swaying. So it is now Tart's turn.
Okay, the one who just struck Emet, I'm going to try and use the hand crossbow on. I'm not trying to hit them somewhere that would do a lot of harm. I'm trying to just get them to back off more than like shoot them in a vital area.
Okay.
19.
Yes, that's a hit.
It's 8 piercing.
Yes, that's it. This as you release it, the arrow goes straight through his shoulder, just up here, and it stays lodged in his shoulder. He sort of gasps, looking down as he sort of staggers back a little bit, sort of like trying to shake off this sort of sway that's in his head, and you can see him start to come around a little bit.
Oh! I think we can hurt them out of it. Don't kill them though. Ooh. And I'm going to inspire Echo
Ooh, thank you.
with those words. Don't kill him though.
Kill it though.
I'll be creative, promise.
Great. So you have a D8.
Yay.
D8, okay. Blue, despite seeing Emmet, runs in and attacks on a 17. And hits the same one as this one. And this Emmet, this guy in front of you looks bad. He's down on the floor, he's sort of spitting up blood, and he's not with it. As he looks dazed as this hammer has smashed him on one side and Blue has come round and just sort of cracked him round the shoulder on the other. So he sort of thought he's not dead, but he is out of it. And Vesh, you see this before you. Blue and Emmet are cracking down on this one guard, and you can see the others fighting back.
Well, I was going to say at this point, I've only seen the one guard hit Tart, correct? Because the rest of them are just sort of standing there,
Yeah,
weapons drawn, but just sort of standing there. I walked in on a guard getting crushed by Emmet, and then Echo, Echo running someone through. I forget, Rapier. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and you would recognize the glazed look from the guards from outside of the library.
Right. So I see them kind of glazed over in their eyes, but when he comes running in, and I think he's confused by what Tart is saying golly, I'm so torn on what he would do. Vesh saw that Tart. Oh, okay, I know. What's close by? Is there, decor-wise, a chair,
There are chairs, there are like small cabinets, like things that the vase was on that Blue sort of punched into oblivion. So there's like a small cabinet, which that'd be easy for you to pick up if you were going to pick it up.
I think Vesh, because he's always so aware of, traps, basically what he considers traps everywhere. These cabinets, these curios, these other things. He basically just this cabinet, which obviously is top heavy, and that if you get too near it will fall over, just sort of like hooks it with his foot and sort of slides it over to try to just have it slam into this guard that was in front of Tart. Just sort of, Vesh's world, everything is a trap. At this point, he's trying to set them off to hit the guards, and not him. So he's basically like, he's so aware of how things fall over. He basically kind of looks out, and for once in his life, kind of like, instead of accidentally knocking something over, he just kind of like knocks the cabinet over and tries to knock it over on him. We talked a little bit about how this would work for him. So he's going to roll, as we said, we just modeled it as a great club type idea of him aiming with random things around the room.
Yeah.
On a 9, he didn't do so good this time.
It doesn't hit, but it sort of swings round and clip one because they're swaying. In fact, can you roll at advantage? Hang on,
even at advantage, it was only a 10.
It sort of flips them, and you see them sort of, they don't fall over, but then they sort of return to this swaying state as this sort of like cabinet spins across the room. And Tart, you will see them visibly get like knocked as this happens.
Vesh, this is his first time Vesh is trying to like make things happen for him instead of against him. So
and as this happens, Rush dashes sort of not after the cabinet, but he's moving more into the room so that he can get closer, seeing other people in danger and being sort of inspired by the fact that he's sort of picking up things and just seeing if he can throw them. But Emmet, it is your turn.
Right. Let's Let's see. Do we have any more not swaying guards?
Yeah, there's one on Echo, and then there was one near Tart, which is technically swaying, but he's sort of slowly coming out of it since she shot him.
Oh, I shot the one that was on that cut, or the one that hit Emet.
Ah, yeah. So there's actually one next to you then as well.
Oh,
There's another
gotcha.
one that's
Oh, cool.
I mean, there's one next to Emet. Emet, you've taken one down, and this other one has tried to take the opportunity by stepping that little bit closer to you.
Okay. In that case, I will turn to hit them.
That one, you swing your hammer, and it comes crashing down as this person quickly ducks out of the way, and your hammer becomes lodged in the floor.
And I realize that I am moving a little bit faster and now get 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So we will do that again.
You roll a strength for me just to see if you can get your hammer out the floor as well.
Actually, if you want, we can say that is the second attack, is getting that back up.
Well, I think you'd probably pull it out anyway. If you want to still use that as your attack, I will allow it.
Okay, yeah. So it'll be an uppercut.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have advantage on strength, not that that one really mattered.
Yeah, raging.
Yeah, you've got an at 20 effectively, so yeah. Yeah, can you roll damage, please? As this other sort of guard is trying to sneak up behind you. And this one has already been hit by Tart. How are you killing this guard as he tries to sneak up on you as you're recovering, pulling up your hammer?
So the hammer hit into the ground, and I kind of almost use the resistance of it being into the ground to add a little oomph behind it.
Mm-hmm.
As it rips from the ground, it will go up into the guard, like right under his neck, under his chin.
Yeah.
I scream out, Emet, no!
And you hear like this crack, and there's no sound, and this person just freezes and falls back into like a flump on the ground. The other one, who is an absolute mess on the floor, is trying to get away from you. He's sort of crying out as his arm is broken as he tries to drag himself away from you.
I'll let Blue know, don't kill him.
Blue's like, okay. And it is Echo's go.
Okay, so there's still the guy on me. I'm going to take another attack at him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, the same situation has changed. Is he next to any of his allies?
He is. Hang on, which one? This is one on the left. There's one quite close to him, so yes.
Okay. Then in that case, and Tart is being threatened by one right now, currently, correct?
Yes.
All right.
She's kind of really threatened him, so he's more sort of staggering away from her.
Okay. Then in that case, I am going to use my bonus action to disengage, put a healthy like 5 feet between me and the guy that is hexed. And then I am going to, with my free hand, point at him. And I am going to cast Eldritch Blast. Oops. Can I get an attack roll for that, please?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the button? Find the thing. It's okay. Oh, that's why, because...
Yeah, as a spell, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got it. So I just got to do the whole...
Yeah, just roll damage for me.
Did it hit? I didn't even
You
see
gotta do a
it.
d20.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't even
Yeah,
see
plus
it.
your spell.
I got it.
Range spell attack.
Ooh, that's an 8. I'm going to use my inspiration
Mm-hmm.
that I got from Tart.
Yes.
14. Okay, cool. So that's going to do... D10 plus 1d6 for a total of 6 damage on him.
Yeah. How would you kill this guard?
Um,
Flying across the room.
Would I be able to kind of hit him in the shoulder so it doesn't actually kill him?
You can, yeah, you could knock him out, like really knock him out.
I'm gonna really knock this guy out. So I point to him. This just wave of like cyan blue energy flash my fingertip. I whip around and I point towards the one that is near Tart, and I'm gonna hit him too.
Okay.
Because I get 2 attacks with it. That is a solid. Oh wait, no. That's a 14. Forgot to add the modifier.
That is a hit as well.
Yeah. For 1. Yep, I graze him.
Yeah, you sort of like, it whooshes past and you just see a burn mark as he sort of catches on fire a little bit, and he starts trying to pat it out as it sort of brings him out of like this hypnotic state. There are like 3 of these left. All of them are swaying.
I just shout out, that's what we call a warning shot in the biz. I recommend you fuck off.
On a 3, one of them, the one with the arrow in its shoulder near Tart, stumbles towards Tart, but just misses awkwardly. You've hit him effectively in his sword arm, and he stumbles greatly. And there's 1 more. 6, and same again. They sort of swing at you, and they completely miss. It is Tart's go.
Aaron, restrain them. I'm going to, I guess, I assume I have something on me, even if it's just, look, in one of my kits, I'm sure there's like rope or even like a scarf or something.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got something like that. You see Aaron just, it's sort of like a rage almost, pick up this guy who's wounded and just slam them down on the war table. So now one of the ones in front of me, I'm gonna like take the scarf and probably the one who's been shot and like wrap it around his arms. Yeah, you can do that. You roll a strength form or, well, sleight of hand to see how superior this knot is, please.
I think I get, do I get something on this, or is that stealth? I think it's stealth. Okay. Boop. 19.
Yeah, you secure them tightly. This guy is like fully wrapped up. Otherwise, there are 4 left, and they are just swaying. They're not really. There's 1 that's passed out. There's 2 that are passed out. There's one of them that's dead, and then there's another one that is just a crumpled, sort of broken mess on the floor.
And the rest are swaying.
And the rest are out of it. So
tie them up.
Vesh looks down in horror at the guard whose head was all but taken off by Emmett's critical Warhammer hit. Assume there's probably blood.
It's a mess. It sort of splattered up one of the walls, and he just lays there looking very broken.
And I assume it's only 1 round that's gone by. Vesh drops down to his knees, and there's almost a fire that burns up inside of him as a sorcery point gets burned up so he can cast Spare the Dying on this dying guard, followed by a Cure Wounds.
You can do that.
So the quickened cantrip and the spell for 16 points of healing probably overheals him. And just looks up at Emmett. Why? And then just looks back down and at this broken guard, hopefully, as he's starting to sputter and seem to have some life back at him.
You see him splutter, and blood sort of just dribbles from his mouth. as he coughs and just opens his eyes and looks up at you in absolute horror. It's like he's trying to talk, but nothing comes out because he's just spluttering so much.
Vash, probably kneeling in blood that's still on the floor, is just sort of cradling this guard, just trying to comfort him somewhat, and looking around at his party. Again, he was out of the room, so he just sort of walked in on suddenly guards being attacked and is unsure of what to do.
This guard's eyes is looking up at you, and he's it's like he's trying to nod, and he's coughing, he's spluttering, but in his eyes you can see thank you.
I start speaking to him telepathically. It's all right. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break you. We didn't bring to break you. It's as though it's a porcelain doll or something that he's broken.
And you can just hear over and over in his head, it hurts. It hurts. It really hurts. Like just over and over again.
I'm sorry. He just over and over back to him, I'm sorry. And he's kind of rocking, because he was already sort of in not a great spot. Sorry, everyone. Yeah.
The rest of you, I'd say we can leave initiative as the others are swaying and you see them collapse. And it's like they just pass out completely up with Tart's hypnotic state. And the scene before you is one bound to the table with Tart and air around them. Echo stands over the body of one. Emmet and Blue. Emmet, you are blood splattered where you hit this person who has stopped crawling. They're alive, but they've stopped crawling. And Blue...
Looking down at Vesh, the orange will fade from their eyes, and Blue comes back and they put the hammer back. They wait for a moment as they see all this and then grab the rope and start tying up the swaying ones.
Tart pulls the crossbow bolt out of one and pockets it away.
Yeah, he's like, as you do that, and sort of scowls at you.
Does he seem himself?
He seems very much himself. He spits in like your direction, and Arian just slaps him across the face. And Talon is like backed up against the wall. He's got a vase in his hand, which he was going to throw at some point. And Rush has stopped, and he's just looking with sad, sad eyes at Vesh.
Vash looks at Rush and just, we don't belong here.
What? We don't?
No. He looks down, he's got blood on his hands. I don't even know what they did.
Vesh, they attacked us. There's something was brought in. They weren't themselves.
There's a lot of shit going on right now. We need to hold on to each other for this, Vesh. You gotta do us the favor and keeping it together. You belong with us. All right?
Tart moves to stand in front of the door.
And Rush is sort of coming over to Vesh. He's put a hand on Vesh's shoulder, I'll do whatever you want.
You know, I get the guys in the robes down in the scary place, but he looks around. This place was so pretty.
Things aren't always what they appear, Vesh. Something was wrong with them. My mother's here. Something was wrong with her. I think she brought something with her from Sean.
He kind of scrambles, on his butt, probably leaving a trail of blood behind him, sort of away from Tart. I don't know who you are. You're someone different this morning. Looks to Emmett, and he just sort of... I thought we were going to go in a boat together.
Emmett hears this and understands what's going on. And recognizes that this is why people fear the Warforged. And tries to stay as far, like on the opposite room from Vesh, to not frighten it any more than he feels like he already is. And so after he ties up the guys, he'll kind of go to the opposite side of the table as Vesh, to be as less threatening as possible. It doesn't say anything.
Blue walks towards Vesh and just holds out a hand and says, "Would you like help getting up?" And this hand is covered in blood.
No.
Okay. And just sort of walks over to Emmett.
Vesh, I think what Emmett did was an accident, but no one's dead now. They're hurt and rude, but
Look, there's a lot of crap going on that we need to sort out. And frankly, bud, listen to me, Vesh. I need your help, because in the last 30 seconds, I found out more than I really needed for today. I need you.
So did I. He just looks at you.
Eunice, Tart, help me out here. And Echo looks frustrated as he just kind of makes his way back towards like the side of the room.
Vesh, Emmett didn't mean that. It was an accident. They were trying to help. It went wrong. But something else is going on here, and if we don't stay together, we're all going to be in danger of whatever happened to these people might happen to us. I tried to make it so they just stopped, and they did. They just stopped.
For the most part. Tart, where's your mom right now?
In the other room.
I'm gonna go check on that. I'm gonna make my way towards the door to do so.
As you do so, as you reach out for the door handle, a voice appears in your head again. You didn't do it. You couldn't do it. Boys told you couldn't do it.
Would you... No! No! That is not how this works! When you make a deal with somebody, and he's shouting this out loud. When you make a deal with somebody, you're upfront and honest. It's not, no, I'm gonna emotionally manipulate you and then turn you into an assassin. That's not how this works.
Can you roll a perception for me, please?
Sure. If I can find it. I'm so
Tart's just keeping her eyes locked on Vesh while this happens.
19.
You hear the voice change slightly and you recognize it. Now, will you listen to me? And you recognize this voice as Rizzo. Don't like it when someone else takes charge, do you? You never liked it.
How is it you? No. No, this is a lie. This isn't you.
What do you mean, how is it me? I'm much smarter than you gave me credit for. What is my name?
Rizzo.
It's one of my names. There are others called Rizzo. In fact, there's many of me. I have many faces.
You're the
How
traveler.
does it feel to lose yours? And suddenly you will feel a burning sensation. An absolute agonizing headache, and you feel like your head's about to explode. And you fall to your knees. This is absolutely excruciating. And the rest of you will see this. And it's like a distorted image. You're looking over at Echo, flicking back and forth from Kaya to Echo, Kaya to Echo. The hair changes, the face changes, the clothes ripple different colors. It's not fun, is it? When you put your trust in someone and they ruin it for you. It hurts, doesn't it?
You set me up. I didn't make a deal with who I thought I was. Was I?
Read the fine print, Mr. Echo. Read the fine print. Your friend didn't either. And he almost lost his life. And the cabinet sends its regards. And you feel this absolute blazing pain strike you. And you black out. And the rest of you see Echo by the door, fall to his knees, and then crash down. But as the body hits the floor, Kaya lays there, still.
I think we have to go. The castle's compromised. Echo, Kaya's compromised.
Vesh, before not quite believing that that the story, what he was being told, after seeing that of there are crazy things at work here, goes Tart, you're my friend, right?
Yes.
He puts his hand out, and I know her helping Vesh up is hard, little help. Yeah. Vesh gets up and looks at Rush. And he takes a second and sees Emmet standing across the room.
Immet will be going over to pick up Kaya's body also, since they need to leave.
Okay. Before you go over, maybe before you've moved, he'll look at Emmet and go, I don't have an airship yet, looking down at the models on the map.
Aeryn looks over to you as well. Take take as many as you want. I don't think I'll be coming back here too soon.
I sort of look at Emmet to see if takes that sort of little offer of are we still friends type idea.
Immet nods. It still doesn't speak. He goes over and picks up Kaya.
Blue will walk over to Vesh. You could see him just wiping his hand on the sofa. He sort of figured that might be the problem, and then he sort of comes over to Vesh and holds out a hand. Friends.
Yeah. I don't like war. Is this war?
This is how they start. We stop it.
Arian,
Yes.
who's in charge when the king's not here?
And she sort of frowns and is like, me and Karen.
We need to find him, and then we need to get out.
Yes, we do. And you can see her just sort of scowl, and she's really not happy about what's got past her. So we go back to the house. No, we don't go back to the house. We're going to another house. If they knew you were coming here, then they knew where the house was. Right, follow me. And she starts running out of the door, sword still drawn.
Vesh, Tarlan, stay close.
Her velvet suit has just crimson across it.
I'm gonna start as we're running, prestidigitating blood away.
As you run away down the stairs, Vesh, you hear a voice in your head briefly. It's the soldier. He is Kalashtar. He is the guard, sorry. He is Kalashtar.
Oh, okay.
As you walk away, you turn back briefly. His head lolls to the side to look at you. His lips don't move, but he stares. It is though the world would dare not draw breath for fear that delicate balance should shift and fall, and a new day of mourning will fall upon us. Be ready. And that is where we will wrap up this week's episode of Eberron.
Can I get that from you? Can I get you to cut and paste that for me?
I'll write it for you. I'll send it to you.
Thank you. It doesn't have to be right this second, but just I want to listen to it and be able to react to it instead of be typing.
Everyone good?
I guess.
Fuck.
So, we're going to go around. We're going to talk about what our favorite bit was, where we can find you. Check you're still all okay. But where we can find you, so plug. Yeah, so first of all, we will start with Derek or Kaya or Echo, whatever you are in this.
I guess we can start with me. Sure. Hi, I'm Derek. I play I don't know who anymore. You can find me on. Okay, no, favorite part. I'll do that first because I'm still processing stuff. To be honest with you, my favorite part probably was the moment where you were like, "Oh yeah, so your targets are all here in the room. Do it." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Okay, I'm telling chat and my fellow players, I didn't know about that. I did not sign up for that. Echo was just as surprised as you guys were. So,
it was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Breathe, Derek. Breathe.
I'm okay. So aside from that, I'm Archmage Derek. You can find me on Twitter at archmage_Derek. You can also find me on the Mage College, which is at themagecollege.wordpress.com, where myself, my awesome wife, Kana, who does a lot of our art, she does the art poster for the Scattered Ashes game, which is tomorrow, Tuesday night at 6 p.m., and that awesome overlay. So her art's amazing. Check her out. And our friend Tahina Andale, we all create 5e content on this cool website, and we post stuff on DM's Guild. We're working on something called GoldenEye's Guide to Warlocks, which, in case you haven't realized, I'm one of those. Because Warlocks are amazing. That'll be out this December. Thank you guys so much for watching and for coming along this mental roller coaster that I'm now strapped to too.
Welcome.
So, Lauren or Tart?
What?
How are you?
Hi. I'm great. My favorite part was slapping my mother and her doing nothing.
That was creepy.
It was so creepy. I was losing it. I was like, no.
Or was she just said the same thing?
It was like, I've seen enough Doctor Who. I'm getting out of here. Yeah, I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter. I'm here every Monday. The other place you can find me around the internet playing games is over on Grimjack21502. On Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have Project Athena, a Pope Cthulhu campaign. We just had our 1-year anniversary, which is insane.
That is insane.
It's insane. So join us over there for punching Nazis, me taming snake dogs, and probably smooching in showers very soon if there's any justice in the world.
Yeah.
If there's any justice, I will get my smooches back. See you there.
Awesome. And Tuscal or Vesh, as we know him in this.
I had lots and lots of thoughts about how Vesh was going to be in combat and things that he was going to do. And when that scenario unfolded, it completely went out the window. I kind of I like that that's how it went, though. Like I said, I was mentally, I had so many little like things and plans and stuff, and the way that Vesh would be in combat. But that was at that moment. That's where Vesh was. So I mean, me. It's me as a fan and also as a player, wanting so much for there to be this this cool thing between this cool relationship. Not ship, but interactions between Vesh and Emmett, and that it just the dice and the things, and that's how it worked out. I'm just like, no, but Emmett was what Vesh was holding on to, and so that was my favorite part. I'm Tall Squall. You can find me all over the internet as Tall Squall. I just finally updated my pinned post so it actually has accurate places where you can find me. And what a fun episode.
Awesome. Last but certainly not least, Emet or Ash?
Oh my gosh, favorite part. I'm kind of torn between the scene with Blue talking about the Warforged not being in the histories, and then now like the new development of like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll write our own histories. I really love that scene. But then I've been waiting for this the whole time, the moment Vesh actually sees Emet kill someone. Or maybe not necessarily just kill someone, but maim someone. I've been waiting for that this whole time. and it was good. It was exactly how I saw it going. I'm like, yes, this is the moment.
I'm so glad. I was worried. I'm like, oh no, I hope Ash is okay with me doing this. This moment of him kneeling in the blood down, and cradling the person you've just had you all but knocked off.
Yeah, because I either saw it going, Vesh like almost idolizing it, and then having to be like, no, that's not the right way to go, or Vesh being horrified and having to deal with that. So, I can't wait to start playing that out more.
Yep. As a note, Vesh did not go and take an airship either.
So many emotions. Right, awesome. Thank you. We need a war cry. First of all, we are going to raid the Welcome Party RPG. Is who we're going to raid. So chat or players, pop your ideas in chat, and we will have.
What was it that Mom kept saying?
You okay?
Yeah.
Is everything okay?
Is everything okay?
I was going to suggest nothing is as it seems.
Ooh, that works too.
That's a good one as well. So chat, whether it's is everything okay, or is everything as it seems, or nothing is as it seems. Anyway, Discord. Last few things before I wrap up. Discord is, we're proud of our Discord community. We're proud of this community as a whole. It's full of awesome, amazing people. And on our Discord, we all just sort of congregate together and chat about everything TTRPG, D&D, and everything in general. YouTube, this should be up on YouTube tomorrow if I get it right, if not just shortly after. If you want to catch up on this or any of our other shows, you can head over to YouTube, and we've put them in playlists, so it's easy to binge watch them. If you want to get into one of our games, DM Scrat on Twitter. As I said, we're very, very booked up until the new year. We're currently planning a load of Christmas stuff because we will be streaming over Christmas so we can spend it with you wonderful people. So we will be introducing the cipher system in our viewer games. But yeah, you'll go straight in the diary. We will find a date for you as soon as possible. Patreon, we are full-time, and one of the ways to support us is via Patreon, whether it's from $1, that's, I mean, we're so happy that you think that. But we also offer free articles regularly. Our two main writers are the wonderful Derek over here, and also Renee from our Eden game. But yeah, so go over there and check that out. You can also support us with merch. We use Redbubble, so they do some really awesome stuff. We have some really awesome sponsors. One of them is in chat as Tool School. That's part of Bird in the Storm. Other one is Bird versus Plane. They produce awesome content, and I can't wait to get these projects working out to you guys. I just want to do it because it's just looks like so much fun. And we also have Maychan Press, who you can see their wonderful work on Thursday at Argo 37, which is a viewer game that I run, which is D&D in space. Their alpha copy comes out on Thursday as well, and I can't wait. But other than that, I think we're going to go and raid now. I can't see what's been chosen because I
think nothing is as it seems.
Nothing is as it seems. Then we will go for nothing is as it seems. So other than that, we will see you all next week, and keep evoking emotions, and we'll see you very soon. And don't forget, send the love to the next chat we're going to. Bye.